Biohacking for the entrepreneur. If you're wondering why I'm wearing this or I'm holding this red light, then you're going to want to pay attention, because these things, believe it or not, can make a difference in your performance, which can make a difference in your business performance. So my name is Rich Schefren. I run a company named Strategic Profits, and I've coached many of today's top online marketing gurus, business growth experts, etc. In fact, if you stay until the end of this video, I'm going to tell you where you can get 10 free lessons from today's top marketing experts, absolutely free. But first, let me tell you about biohacking and how it can improve your performance as an entrepreneur. The very first thing is, you're probably wondering what I'm wearing here. Why am I wearing these electrodes attached to my head with this flashing unit right here? Well, this is made by Fisher Wallace. It's microcurrent, and it has been proven to actually increase your dopamine, increase your serotonin while decreasing your cortisol. A lot of entrepreneurs deal with a lot of stress. I actually tend to a very low-grade depression. Since using this, it's not only helped my mood and outlook and kind of helped me overcome that low-grade depression, but actually is just part of my morning routine that helps me kind of reset and take on my day with the absolute best way of looking at life. So if you struggle from any low-grade depression or you get highly stressed, I strongly suggest you check out the Fisher Wallace Stimulator. When I got it, it was prescription only. I think now they have a product that's half the price and also no prescription necessary. So we'll take this off, and that is the Fisher Wallace machine. Next, while this is a smaller version of it, this is a Juve light, and I have in my house a full wall of these, and there's a ridiculous amount of research. It's called Photobiomodulation. That's actually what the Juve device is delivering. Photobiomodulation. It's infrared and red light waves, 670, I think, or 660 and 800 and something. Those are the two waves. And photobiomodulation has been shown to improve mood, to increase life, to give you more energy. Look it up, photobiomodulation. There's a lot of really good stuff in there about it. And as an entrepreneur who spends a lot of time in front of his computer and maybe doesn't get enough sunlight every day, photobiomodulation helps me keep my testosterone up and just get my body the light waves it needs to thrive. Okay, so that's the Fisher Wallace and the Juve. Next is exercise with oxygen. Every morning, I like to get on the elliptical, hook myself up to an oxygen machine. It's called Exercise with Oxygen Therapy, EWOT, and it allows me to push my body even harder than I could without oxygen. Helps me keep fatigue away, and really just drives my performance. In addition to that, I use an app called Quick Reader to speed read, that helped me speed read while I was working out, and an app called Voice Dream, like sleeping at night dream, that actually reads to me and paces at the same time. And I find that actually reading while I'm working out helps the ADD part of me kind of chill out and absorb the information while time goes by faster than if I was watching a movie or anything else, because I'm so absorbed in the book. So exercise with oxygen, with massive information consumption, helps me really kind of make sure that I'm starting the day out well primed to be at my best. Next, stimulants, nootropics, and everything as such. So there are basically I'd say there are 3 or 4 primary things that I do as an entrepreneur to really be at my best as it relates to nootropics, stimulants, and things like that. So first are nootropics that I get from, what's the place? Nootropics Depot. And some of the things that I like to get from Nootropics Depot are aniracetam, oxiracetam, and subglutamine. So aniracetam and oxiracetam are both racetams. They both have stimulating properties. I find aniracetam helps with my mood. oxiracetam helps with self-discipline, and subglutamine helps with verbal fluency. So I combine those three as a stack. I take it in the morning, and I find it makes a difference in doing things like this or writing or anything that requires verbal fluency and also a little bit of an up. Next, I also take 2 research chemicals. You got to do your own research on these things, but I get these from science.bio. So it's science.bio. The other one is nootropicsdepot.com. This is science.bio. And I take 2 research chemicals. So these are not approved for human consumption, just to let you know. So that's why I'm saying do your own research. But this first one from Science Bio is 9-ME-BC. 9-ME-BC. And what 9-ME-BC does is it helps regenerate dopamine receptors in the hippocampus. And for those that might have been partied too much when you were younger, this can mean making up for that. And I take this in my coffee in the morning. And then next is bromantane. So it's spelled bromantane, bromantane. This is a very unique substance. It's both a stimulant and an anti-anxiety at the same time. So for those who are familiar with nootropics and biohacking, you can combine L-theanine with caffeine, and that will get rid of the jitteriness and also increase focus. This is like that, but with just one chemical, and it's more powerful than caffeine. It's bromantane, and this, every time I've given this to a friend of mine, they have raved about it. Next are the ones that are not research chemicals and not nootropics from Nootropics Depot, but ones from your doctor. I don't take these very often anymore, but I used to, and I still have them in reserve for when I need to really be at the top of my game. Modafinil, right, which is the brand name Provigil, and then Adderall XR, which are time-released Adderall. These are both obviously by prescription only. They're prescribed to me because I have ADD. There's also derivatives that you can get online, but we'll save that for another time. Next is, many people don't know this, but nicotine happens to be one of the most proven nootropics. That doesn't mean you should smoke cigarettes. In fact, you probably should never smoke a cigarette, but that doesn't mean you couldn't get nicotine through a patch or gum, and it is a stimulant. It does help your brain actually perform better in all the research. There was a long article about this about a decade ago in Discover magazine, and I still remember that. But check it out. Nicotine is a very powerful nootropic, and I'm trying to think what else can I tell you that is incredibly important. I'd say the last thing is high speed, right? That I have found that it's actually easier to pay attention to things when they go fast enough to require my full attention. So I have consistently pushed myself to go faster and faster as I'm listening to audio, watching a video, or reading. What I can share with you is that watching and listening, you can improve your performance, how quickly you take stuff in, very quickly. All you have to do is go past where you want to be. So, if you want to watch videos at 200%, watch some videos at 250% for 2, 3, 4 minutes. Then put it down at 200%. You'll see it seems slow. But while you're listening at 250, you got to try and pay attention and get like that. You're trying to pay attention as much as possible. So when you slow it down to 200, it starts sounding pretty slow, even though it's faster than what you normally were listening to before. It's the same with watching video or listening to audio. It's the same with reading. It just takes a lot longer than it does than listening and watching. Listening and watching a few minutes at a high speed and then backing it down, you're going to notice a pretty profound difference right away. With reading, it takes longer, but it's well worth the effort. And an app like Quick Reader for the iPad will make it much, much easier. If you're interested more in how I read and my morning routine as it relates to that, there is another video where I recorded it over about a decade ago on my reading process, probably one of the most popular videos I ever created, and we'll have a link to it right up there. And that's it. So I promise you that if you did these things, Fisher Wallace, red light, photobiomodulation, exercise with oxygen while also like high speed input, and then the nootropics that make you perform at your best. These were the ones that helped me. The ones from Nootropics Depot, like aniracetam, oxiracetam. The ones from science.bio, that's N-9-ME-BC, right? And bromantane, and then nicotine gum, and there you go. So my name is Rich Sheffrin. I am now going to share with you what I said I was going to share with you, which were how you can get your hands on the top 10 marketing experts giving you their strategies absolutely free. And watch this. You're going to want to pay extremely close attention.
The rules are changing, and if you don't know this information, you're more likely to be on the losing side than the winning side.
I'm really excited about this. Dean Graziosi, Mike Filsaime, Katrina Ruth, Ryan Dice, the one and only Russell Brunson, Sonia Riccati. We have Molly here, Todd Brown, Roland Fraser, Mike Dillard, Jeff Walker, Neil Patel, Dennis Hughes.
And I think that there's a high risk of mass extinction of internet businesses.
Millions of businesses, big and small, closed, pushing us into the worst global recession in history.
The writing is on the wall because things are changing, things are happening.
Change in the industry that's forcing people to evolve and adapt or basically die.
You need to see this to understand it.
Something like that will happen. You can write it in blood.
If there was a tactic or strategy that you were most excited about, what would it be?
We can go as deep as you want.
I call this content sprouting.
These strategies work for any social media platform.
If you believe it's a good idea, you should stick with that.
When your business becomes part of someone's identity, that's when they stick. This is really crazy. I don't know if I ever shared this with you. Waste the least amount of money to find that winner. That's how you win for $1 a day.
Now, I have people that are on my list for 2 years that are still opening the emails.
To get this many amazing people in a room, just amazing.
We're about to take you behind the scenes. I love what you're doing here. This is amazing.
If you want to know what's happening in the future, tune in now.